long time no see, really long time, and I apologize for that. As I will talk about in this video, school got kind of tough. I had to get it together and focus on school more so than posting on YouTube and stuff. So that is why I have been MIA, but as a goal for the new year, I hope to post more consistently and also expand the kind of content I want to post. So of course, continuing to post about grad school, but also I kind of want to do like hair, beauty, and all that fun stuff. But that's another story for another day. I want to get right into this video and talk about my first semester of grad school and just give y'all a little update. So I recall in the video, I think it was called Thoughts and Fears About Starting Grad School, I uttered that I thought grad school might be a little bit easier in I thought grad school might be a little bit easier in terms of the course load because we had a lot more readings but less assignments.
I was looking at a syllabus for one of my classes and it was like, oh, 2 to 4 page double-spaced papers, only 3 a semester. And I'm like, okay, bet. That's like, while it's more reading, it's way easier than what I just came from doing.
Yeah, that was completely inaccurate. So, as I was saying before my camera so rudely interrupted me by almost dying, oh, it'll be easy, there's more reading but not as many assignments and it'll be fine. And because everyone says, don't worry about your grades that much, like just focus on your research. I was like, this is gonna be so easy. That was so wrong. So the main challenge with that was trying to find a balance between not caring about your grades like people say, but caring enough to make sure they're good and you're passing on your classes and learning what you actually need to learn. The first few weeks I kind of adopted that mindset of, oh, don't worry about your grades that much, like just kind of thinking that things would fall into place. And for some classes that worked fine, where some of the information is more intuitive, but statistics gave me a run for my money. Basically, the first part of the issue was, here I am thinking that I'm gonna have all this free time because like I figured out how to handle the readings and everything like that. Little did I know that we would have to do like statistics, specifically ANOVA, analysis of variance, by hand, which means that each week the homework took hours and hours, and the book was a little different from the lecture, so it was all really confusing at first, but I thought I was getting the hang of it. After I turned in the first homework, I was like, oh, this is fine. And then a few weeks later, it's the first test, and I know I was getting ready to go home that weekend, like fly back to Long Beach. And so I was excited about that, and I did study really hard for the test, but that studying probably consisted of a few practice problems and writing some definitions for conceptual stuff. However, once I was done studying, I felt I had enough of a grasp of the information to make it work for the test. Took the test, failed the test, and I got that grade while I was home for the weekend, and that was devastating. That was really scary and really discouraging, and at this point I still didn't have a lot of friends. Of course I had my cohort mates, but I didn't have people that I went out to lunch with or to do activities and fun stuff. So I remember the night before I left saying I do not want to go back. I was ready to leave grad school in the dust because it truly felt like it was not for me, and I just felt really sad. But I was like, okay, I have to finish this semester. I have to at least try to, what is the phrase, pick myself up by my bootstraps. And with that came a lot of changes in studying and all that stuff. So, as we know, we already had a geography lesson. I moved from Long Beach to Long Island, across the country, and I don't know a better way to explain it, but Long Beach is very much city. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of things close together. Long Island did not get the memo on that. Everything is definitely a lot more spread out. I call it country, but some people refer to it more as the suburbs. And the vibe is just a lot different. There's not a lot of things to do. You kind of have to drive at least 45 minutes or go to the city to do like fun activities or find cool places to eat. And so that was a struggle because I got there and I was like, I'm in a new place. I don't know anyone. There's nothing to do here. And I felt like I didn't really get a break from school. Every day I was just waking up, going to class, getting work done, going to sleep, and it was the same routine, but I didn't really have something to make it fun and exciting to be in a new place. And I think that did make me really sad, and it made it a lot harder to devote all of my brain power to my studies. I was just really stuck and I didn't know how to cope with it. And I think some of that turned into maybe grad school wasn't the right decision. Maybe I should have stayed or waited another year before applying. And that was disappointing too. Or not disappointing, but it was a scary feeling to feel like I didn't make the right decision even after I uprooted my life to start this new, very long journey. So yeah, that was one of my biggest challenges, just moving to a new place and not knowing anyone. And it was kind of hard to start making friends as an adult, which is something people don't really prepare you for, but especially in a pandemic, there's only so many events you can go to, only so many places you can meet people. And thankfully I did make some really good friends, but I will talk about that a little later on. So look, we were in our sad phase, our I can't do this, our I'm not going to grad school. It was really looking like we weren't going to be a doctor for a second. Like, it was looking that way. But one of my favorite movies and musicals is Legally Blonde. And I was like, Lauren, you just have to have an Elle Woods moment. Like, that's what you need. I don't know if you guys remember, she was getting kicked out of class, but then Warner rejected her and she really hunkered down and was like, I'm going to show you all. And that's what I had to do. So after our first statistics test, we had a next test in a few weeks' time, and I hunkered down. I went to office hours. I asked TAs questions. I asked questions in class. I spent days studying for it, and I made myself practice questions. This is all actually good video content. I'll probably make a video on how to reformulate your studying if you found that you're in a new place and it no longer works the way you wanted it to. But I worked really, really hard. I also made more of an effort to hang out with people and meet new people. Thankfully, because of my sorority, I had a base of people I was able to connect with in the area, and that got me more social, much more happy. And on the next statistics test, I got a 44 out of 50, and my professor was pretty impressed, and he was like, you clearly made up for what you didn't understand in the first test, so just like keep it going. You have one more, you can do it. And so after that, things started to get a lot better because I was like, okay, maybe I'm not an imposter, but maybe I just had a rough moment. And I kind of had to rework what I was already doing because clearly how I studied in undergrad did not translate to how I needed to study to just pass my classes in grad school. After that, I started being more social, going out more, having more of a work-life balance instead of just working all the time, and I think that translated into my schoolwork. And I ended the semester strong, and now I feel a lot more capable than I did when I started the semester, which is a really good feeling. I feel like if more challenges come up, I'm much more capable to face them now since I had a rough moment and I successfully recovered from that. So I'm nervous for next semester, but also because we have more classes, and I think that might be challenging, but I also feel like I can handle it now. Like, even if I'm sad or even if I don't do good, I'll be able to recover, and I know how to take those steps. And thankfully I have a wonderful support network. My mentor is absolutely amazing. I would not be able to do it without her, because when I'm doubting myself and I'm having imposter syndrome, I just have one meeting with her and she's like, you can do it, you're fine, and I feel ready to take on the world again. So I'm very grateful for her. Excited for this next semester. I believe I'm going to start coming up with ideas for my second year research project, which is also crazy to think about. But yeah, it started off really dark. Didn't quite know where I was going. Did not know where I was going to end up, but now I feel like I've really gotten it together. I can see myself continuing on. Being a doctor is still in our future. So hopefully next semester I will film more consistently with grad school content, but also the hair and beauty content that I also want to film. And yeah, let me know what content you want to see, or if there's any questions you have as it pertains to getting a PhD, or specifically a PhD in clinical psychology. I do want to make some videos about how to handle interviews, since we're in interview season right now, or like I said, reformulating how you study. And yeah, until then, thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what I talked about, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!